Welcome back to a new video about our life in northern Norway. Winter has arrived very early and the air is crispy and cold. This year was the coldest October month in the last 20 years. We all had to adapt to the cold again. The days are getting shorter and it's getting darker every day. Soon the sun will not come above the horizon anymore and will come back in the beginning of February. These last days there were very strong northern lights above the house we're living. I heard they could even see it in other places in Europe, and that's quite unusual. It was so beautiful that I could feel it in my whole body. I noticed that I slowly adapting more to a lifestyle which is not so hectic than I was used before. This way of living gives me more peace and inspiration. There are also worries and struggles, but I think the world is in a chaos at the moment, and only by realizing that I'm more grateful for what I do have. But before the winter arrived, I have to go back to the last days of autumn, when we took out the potatoes on our land. We planted the potatoes in May this year, when the last snow was melted, and now when the first snow came, we took them out of the ground just before the frost. On the way to the city, we stopped to see the Coastline Express in the village we're living. We went to the city to do some shopping and pick up the tiles we bought. Thank you so much for all the warm comments on our last video about the renovation of our house. We've been working on an extension in front of the house. When there will come a lot of snow, it might be that we can't open the door anymore. There's a tree in front of the house which was rotten inside, and we were afraid that it will fall on the house during a winter storm.
Där kommer det. Här kommer det. Fantastiskt. Ja, det var spännande.
It was very sad, but we had to take the tree down to prevent big problems. Wow! The local newspaper came also by and wrote a nice article about our life and experience on the island. We were really surprised by the double-page interview in the middle of the paper. Here in Andøya they are busy building a launch platform for space exploration for many years. Now, in this week, they had the grand opening. Even the Crown Prince was present, and it was a big happening here on the island. We went to the opening in a space center, and that was a fun experience for our son Torsten. In the meanwhile, it's the middle of November and there are only a couple of days left before the sun will be gone for a while. We will have daylight for some hours, but not any sunlight. In the morning when I'm looking out of the window, I love to see how the light is reaching the peaks of the mountains and how we slowly adapt to the winter here above the polar circle. Because the temperature dropped this week, we decided to first start preparing everything for the attachment of our Italian wood stove oven. And we made a start with the renovation of the entrance, so that it will be a little bit warmer in the house during the work we are going to do the next weeks. The path we chose with the house is not an easy path. We have to go through struggles and face a lot of obstacles. But in the end, after all the hard work we put into it, we will appreciate it even more. And this process is learning me that good things takes time. This new and calmer lifestyle where I'm in is opening up a new world for me. The hectic life I left behind me didn't give me what I was longing for. All the space, fresh air and wonders what the nature is giving me here makes me feel calmer and make my life richer.